Some guy named Rocco's waiting outside the studio to come in and say hi.
Cool.
He was
Rocco.
Oh, he was the cook guy, right?
The show, the restaurant.
Way to make him feel welcome.
Remember the show?
What's up, Rocco?
Hey, man.
How's it going, Rocco?
How you doing?
How you doing? Yeah, he does radio now.
I do radio. It's amazing. I didn't know I could do radio.
He knows to put the headphones on, stuff like that.
Speak into the microphone. Isn't it annoying when guests don't speak in the microphone?
Yeah, they're off like
right, you ask them questions like, hey, I
that problem,
and I'm like
Rocco.
pushing the microphone in their faces.
He's got good mic
dumb
technique.
ass,
He
put
does.
the microphone in.
Man, you got a booming voice.
I do?
I'm going to have to lower you down a little bit.
Very nice.
I haven't learned how to do all this yet. My
board
engineer
stuff?
still does it.
It just looks like it's a lot to do. It really is.
No, it freaks me out a little bit.
I found there's no reason to learn how to do that. I just like sitting here for years now, 10 years together. Opie's been running the board. He seems to enjoy it.
Well, you know they pay him $500,000 more for that.
Yeah, I know.
So
I
you might want to pick it up.
I take the hit. I don't care. I'll take the pay hit just so I don't have to press those buttons.
We know his level of ambition now.
I've seen how angry it makes him sometimes when something doesn't work. Pushing the button, he gets all pissed
Yeah, but
off.
it's like flying a jet plane, you know.
Yeah, just like it.
So
Where's your
congratulations,
Except
guys.
the
This
song
is
not queuing up is just the song not queuing up and not plummeting thousands of feet into the earth.
Into the
But it's
Everglades.
just like a jet.
That's true.
That's right.
Besides that, it's just like it. You even have the little barometer thing going on up there.
Yeah, it's like an
whatever, the
altimeter.
altimeter. That's it.
An
That's the word I was
altimeter up
looking
on
for.
Every time I look at the meters every once in a while, and I'll adjust accordingly.
And we're always at the same elevation,
Well,
above sea level here for some reason.
You guys having fun here on Fabulous XM?
it's great.
Yes.
It really is
How
great.
cool is it, man, to just be able to do whatever you want?
Are you also doing the interview for Rolling Stone magazine? Because that's exactly what they're going to talk about today. How cool it is.
Where's your show? Where's your show?
I'm on
mister?
WOR.
OR.
Couldn't be more different than XM.
Yeah, but
It's Mike Savage, Bob Grant, Bill O'Reilly.
Oh, I love Bob Grant.
Yeah.
Oh,
about cooking,
How
you
about-
buffoon.
That's it. That's him.
we love Bob.
You
How about
spot
Mike
shame.
Savage? How about Mike Savage? I can't believe the stuff they let him get away with.
He's
on
an
there.
animal.
Yeah.
He's an animal.
He's from
too.
Brooklyn, you know. I'm from Jamaica, Queens. I know what it's like to grow up in these neighborhoods.
Yeah. It's great to do radio in New York when you're from New York.
I think it's cool. I mean, we get a lot of phone calls. You know, it's a live 1-hour talk show. It's about food, supposedly, but we end up
You
talking
get a
about
lot of calls?
stuff.
People just
Tons
talking
of
about
calls.
food?
Yeah, we don't get to them.
You get to do a 1-hour show?
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Is that bad?
A 1-hour show.
No, we got this guy on XM. His name's Bob Edwards.
Yeah.
And they make a big deal about him, and we don't get it because he only does a 1-hour show every day.
1 hour.
He works 4 hours a week on air.
Well, I could easily do 2 because we have so many callers that we don't get to, but there's obviously not enough room on the station for it. So,
Does it start out talking about cooking, and then all of a sudden you're talking about
it's the essence of humanity. So it's a good starting point to talk about a lot of different things during the holidays, especially. I have therapists come on and talk about food as a weapon of mass dysfunction at holiday tables. Just think about what happens. What is this, the Jon Stewart show? Is this the Daily Show? What's going on there?
That's terrific.
We're
Now,
very sarcastic here.
You've done TV obviously, and you've done radio, and the two mediums, like one is definitely like not like this, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, I have a face for radio, so it's a good thing I'm not doing a lot of TV. This is what they keep telling me.
Face for radio. The guy was in People magazine. It's one of the sexiest men.
He's very handsome.
A little
right?
Photoshop goes a long way.
When you study the
They
list
do
there,
that?
Jesus Christ.
I'm
How
a
do
big
you know he's
Rocco
one of the
fan.
guys?
Big Rocco fan.
Yeah, what happened?
Oh, you really? Thank you.
Yeah, I
appreciate
used to
that.
watch the restaurant.
The restaurant, yeah.
And I watched. I
Food
couldn't
Network, I
stand
imagine.
any of the employees that were there. They were a bunch of whiny,
you know all that was
crying
set up,
bitches.
right? I mean, you know that was just like planted
Were they really?
one after another.
Yeah.
I didn't really find out until afterwards that all of them were they were basically cast.
Actors,
You know.
and they had their roles to do.
They were waiters, which are out-of-work actors. But, it made the show interesting, and Burnett's a genius for doing it. The guy knows what he's doing. I mean, there's no question.
What happened? Because all I used to read about in Page 6 here in New York and all the gossip columns
Aren't they fun?
were it was just you could not get along with anybody.
Well, I am an artist. I am a chef, and us chefs are very emotionally tied up in what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Think about you're producing a product.
Tell me about it.
You're producing a product that is conceived of. The manufacturing process starts, and 8 minutes later, it's in someone's plate, in someone's table. And every time it goes
An
out,
hour
you're
later, it's
thinking,
on my chest.
Exactly. And 3 hours later, you know where it is. And just think about it. Everyone that goes out, you're looking at it going, okay, is this going to ruin my reputation or not? This one's not so good. I have to send it anyway. What am I going to do? It's really very, very challenging to compromise to the level where you can make a lot of money and still be an artist and true to and have your integrity as an artist, and keep that intact. So I'm out of the restaurant business. It was a big lesson for me. After 25 years on the line every night, I decided enough.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was
Women
your
must
swan
love that,
song.
though, man. You can cook. Women love a guy that can cook. You must get ass
He probably
constantly.
still pulls the talents out like
Of
that.
course.
Must get ass. Page 6 talks about all his conquests.
Oh, does he
Oh,
really,
how do you know?
Does he hit a lot of them?
I read page
You were
6.
reading up?
I reach page. I don't know. I can't name.
That's true. You've had a few conquests.
You know, the thing I think that women like about a man who can cook is that it's a very feminine thing. It's very maternal. It's very nurturing to cook for someone. What's the first thing a mother does when she has a baby? She feeds it. She feeds it after she beats it. So for a man to do something...
Drives off a boat ramp?
For a man to do something that women normally do, I think is inherently sexy to women.
Like, well, a woman would perceive that as you caring for them.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a very
nurturing and feeding them.
Right.
I mean, it's the nicest thing you can do for someone.
Doesn't hurt either when you have washboard abs, does it?
You walk around in your Speedos looking delicious.
Gone. I think they're gone. Yeah.
Looking delicious.
You wouldn't believe what I had to do to get ready for that photo and people. It was like 12 weeks of hell.
Really working out?
I was like, find me a trainer who can make me look somewhat in shape and let's go.
They told you beforehand that you were going to be like one of the sexiest men? And
Well, they said, send us a picture, and then, a few weeks later, like, you're in, get us a real picture.
As soon as they told you were going to be one of those guys, you should have ballooned up like De Niro in
That
Raging
would
Bull,
be
man.
exactly.
That would have been hilarious.
I'm sure they have standby people just in case. We can't use this.
Jiminy Glick. I should have turned into Jiminy Glick.
What was the picture? I didn't see it. It was
whatever. Can we talk about
No, I want to know what the picture is.
Oh, no.
It's me as a lobster fisherman. That's what it was. Yeah.
I honestly didn't. I mean, I know who you are, but I didn't see the photo.
So I'm loving WOR because the people.
Hey, Ann, is all these Rocco clippings from your personal collection?
Yeah,
that you
my
bought?
personal collection.
You really are a mo.
Are you the guy who sends me 50 emails a day? There's someone.
That's me.
Yeah.
Ann's got a whole folder of Rocco.
Wow.
It's all my Rocco stuff.
Some producer of yours is doing a good job. Let me just say, congratulations to you guys back there for giving him some prep. Yes, exactly. I'm talking to you, even though you can't see me.
Ann, that's your Brad Pitt stuff. No, you want to
I'm getting it mixed up with my Rocco stuff. Sorry.
Oh my God.
My Ashton Kutcher.
Antonio Lamas. Oh no, not really.
There you go. They're all so cute.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Do you find that you are less obscene now that you can be as obscene as you want to be?
Yes.
Isn't that wild? It's a crazy phenomenon.
At first, getting to satellite radio, we cursed a lot, and now we're just all right.
And now that you can do it, you just don't care.
Now it's all about just getting to the subject you want to talk about instead of like setting it up in codes and stuff. Now it's just like, all right, we want to talk about pussy. We're going to talk about pussy.
Wow.
Is that the picture?
That's depressing. I don't need to see that. Abs and famous. God, that hurts.
He's leaving the room. What's going on?
He's not very happy.
He's rushing out. Yeah.
That just depresses him.
I'm a 4 with a microwave.
Yeah, he could cook with his shirt off, and girl will be looking, smelling the food.
I'm whipping you up a little something called you'll be passed out in 5 minutes after you eat it.
It's funny. Last
Jim's
night,
recipe calls for roofies.
to your point, last night I was at a dinner where Bill Clinton spoke, and he's, of course, outrageously eloquent and charismatic, and women were just flocking to him.
Did you meet him?
You can't imagine. I met him, took a picture with him. He was like, get out of my way, buddy. You're not as cute as this one. No, not really. He was very, very charming. But there was a person next to me who was talking about how his son in 4th grade asked him what teabagging was because he heard about it at school. And so his father freaked out and then said, I just told him what it was. And I used very scientific terms. And then all of a sudden he was like, can you pass the mashed potatoes, please? Because when you just treat it as nothing, it's not taboo anymore. No one cares. So I guess that's what happened to you guys.
Until 10 years later when the kid is attacking joggers with a hammer and teabags.
when they profile him as a...
Yeah, on regular radio we used to do a lot of outrageous live stuff.
So I've heard,
we'd have girls in here and lock them in 55-gallon drums.
Well, now that there's a new pope, there's a whole new level of opportunity for you.
Well, that's true. We'll stay away from the churches. I think that's one of those taboos that even XM won't put up with.
Yeah.
And we've done it already.
Now,
move on.
Being in a reality show is like now you doing your own radio show. I mean, is it a big difference because like the whole nature of the setup?
Well, yeah, I'm more in control of the content, obviously. I have to be very careful because it is live. There's a 7-second delay that I found out wasn't working once when I dropped the F-bomb about 3 months ago. What are you
saying, like fucking roast beef?
No,
it's a cooking show, for God's sake.
I don't use that word anymore. You know what I did after I said that? And I said it in the beginning of the show. I said it's effing beautiful here in California. I was in California. And I said it at the beginning of the show, so for the whole hour I was trembling. You can't imagine how nervous I was. And now what I do is if I ever say it, I pay someone who I say it in front of $100. And after $6,000, I stop saying it.
Really? So now you just don't say it at all?
It's out of my vocabulary, almost to 95%.
Not even through regular life?
And almost 95% out of my vocabulary. There's just no reason for it. I'm just going to take it out so I don't make that mistake again, because it can ruin my career in radio.
How do you feel about cunt?
You know what? That's a word I never said.
Warning. C-word alert. C-word alert. Warning.
Sorry.
I'm not even sure I know what that means. Does that actually have a definition anywhere?
Oh, you know it when you see it.
Yeah, exactly. When you deal with it, it's usually mid-level manager. You know
it when you whisper it under your breath because she's just left the room in a huff.
Also known as the atom bomb, right, Ant?
That's a rough one.
And it's usually preceded by effing. You effing see, that's. And then they always hear it. They're super.
That's the argument stopper.
Rocco has left the building.
Yeah,
this guy's a nice guy. What do you think? He's got a big female audience.
It's just the way the language is. It's just language, and some people use it more.
Our
than
whole goal is to make sure he never gets laid again.
Good
luck. So we want him to say some really bad stuff on our show.
Great smile, nice fella.
Are you okay? Do you need me to do
No,
something for you?
no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, I will understand sometimes, two men look at each other and just acknowledge things.
What's funny about being out of the restaurant business is that I have all this time now. Like, I cook more now than I did when I ran 3 restaurants for people at home, family, friends, dinner parties. It's a lot of fun.
I worked in a restaurant once, and it sucked. I mean, it's just the worst possible job to ever have. It's your schedule is you can't go into work and know how much work you have and work at some pace to get it done, or maybe put it off till tomorrow. If you get in that rush thing, you have to work faster than sometimes you possibly can.
You're essentially trying to achieve the impossible every day with an innumerable amount of variables. I mean, people's personalities, ingredients changing, lighting, air conditioning. It's outrageous.
And then just orders coming in one after another, and it doesn't stop, and you're getting backed up. That kind of pressure,
It's trying to run.
For me.
It's like being Martha Stewart and trying to run a perfect household every single night for 300 guests every single night nonstop.
Around your ankle.
I was going to go in the restaurant business with my friends. I'm like, what do I know at the restaurant? I had to sit down and order a meal. I don't know anything about that.
So guys, look forward to a new show. I'm working on a new show. It's going to be reality-ish, but hosting it, and
what's that?
Hopefully you'll like it. Soon to be announced, let's say.
Okay.
And
what's the whole gist?
The gist is, I don't know if I can talk about the gist. The gist isn't finished yet.
Really? Just basic? You can't even give a hint?
I'm reforming people.
Reforming.
Fat people come in and try to order food and humiliate them until they leave.
Reforming restaurateurs. Thanks to my great and sometimes not so great experience.
Did you get did you lose a lot of money in the whole thing, the restaurant business? Because I remember reading there.
We made a little money at Union Pacific, and that was a great experience, obviously, because I achieved a dream of getting 3 stars in the New York Times, and a lot of good stuff came out of that. Legal fees last year weren't cheap. Let's just say that.
Yeah, you had a problem with a partner.
Yeah, legal fees were astronomical. I can't imagine. I never knew you could spend that much on legal fees.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
wow.
it is amazing.
How many stars is possible in the Times? 3 stars?
4, and there are only 5 4-star restaurants, and our goal was 3 for that restaurant. 4 is nearly impossible to do.
What constitutes a 4-star restaurant?
It's a combination of beautiful dining room, impeccable service, imaginative food, and it all, hitting on every cylinder every single night, all the time, but nonstop perfection. You ever hear of Sushi Nazi in L.A.? I have, yes. So that's the place I eat at in L.A. Oh. And how good is that compared to... The Sushi Nazi. Yeah, he just serves you what he wants to serve you, and if you don't like it, he tells you to get the hell out. Yeah, really? Really? That's the guy I'm talking about. He's been written up in the Times, and he's supposed to be like one of the best in the country. What if you want, like, a spicy tuna roll? No, I don't make spicy tuna roll. You go. You go. Yeah, he's thrown out. Charlene. I make hamachi corazon today. Take it or leave it. Wow. That's basically it, yeah. But it's really good stuff. If you like sushi, if you like sushi, you like all of it. So what, you just sit down and he decides by looking at you what you want? At the sushi bar, it's called Trust Me. You sit down and he just serves you. If you want to order something, you can request it at the table. But I saw one guy try to question something. He goes, "Oh, you asked too much. Table." You asked too much. Yeah. Really? Yeah. This guy wants to. He had an internment camp. Nothing to do with it. What if he's in a bad mood that day and just wants to give you something that he knows you're not going to like? So here's the thing. His fish is impeccable every day. He throws out all the fish at the end of the night in the garbage. Yep. It might be fresh that morning. It's always fresh that morning, and he throws it in the garbage. So his point is, I go to extremes to get you the best product out there. Don't even dare.
You're not qualified
question me.
And they follow, other chefs will follow him to see where he's shopping and where he's buying his sushi. Wow. So I just wanted to get like a confirmation from a real chef.
You know, he's outrageous. He's absolutely amazing. I mean, it's a really low-key restaurant. It's in a strip mall. It's not that expensive. It's not very beautiful, but it's like a temple of sushi.
Can you enjoy going out eating, or are you just super critical?
I love going out to eat. I used to be super critical.
Like you go out and just look at every little thing.
I enjoy TGIF. It's
good for you. Good for you. Have you seen those new ads for TGIF?
No.
You haven't seen them where they walk in with the music, "Here I am." You haven't seen that one?
No.
The 3 hot girls walk in.
Yeah, and then they bring the fajitas out or something,
exactly.
and the song starts, and the guys would rather look at the fajitas coming than they would the hot chicks that are walking by.
I spend about $300 a week on eating out.
With who?
At minimum. If you live in New York City, it's
I'm not
3,
kidding.
4, 5 nights
and that's
a
not
week.
even going crazy. That's just eating because I don't cook for myself. So I'm spending easily $300 a week eating.
That's why there are 25,000 restaurants in New York City.
You know, the presentation on this one isn't quite what I...
Absolutely not. I used to do that. In my 20s, I did that a lot, and I found that I was boring all of my guests to death.
Look at this.
Exactly. I can't believe that waitress just did that. That's unacceptable. In my restaurant, that'll never happen. They'd be like... Please, Rocco, can we never go to dinner again?
What's a really good place to go eat?
Well, there's a couple places I like. I love Balthazar. I think it's fantastic. I love Le Bernardin. Just got 4 stars again. If you want like a temple of haute cuisine, great fish, Le Bernardin is the one. I love Café Beluga.
Is it expensive?
Le Bernardin's very expensive. Yeah, it's a very high level restaurant if you want to go for that kind of an experience. That
they have the buffet.
Could 2 people have a nice meal for?
It's about $6,000 a person. Yeah.
How much would it be to eat there for 2 people?
$400 or $500.
Wow.
Yeah. It could be $300 if you don't buy expensive wine, but I think the prefix menu is $80 bucks.
What's the deal with the sushi place in the towers at Columbus Circle there?
Oh, Ginza Sushi Co.
Yeah, but
it's more performance art than a restaurant. And I've been to the Ginza Sushi Co. in Beverly Hills, which was a lot smaller than this one, and it's really performance art.
It's like $1,000 a person just to get in.
It's about
something like
$700 a person.
Wow.
No, it's about $700 or $800 for 2.
To eat?
Yeah.
Look at Jimmy. Yeah. He wants a manual release.
A massage, a happy ending.
You can get one of those for a lot less than
yeah, right?
I mean, with sushi included. That is ridiculous.
But what's the deal with that? It's just $800?
Well, here's the thing. This guy prepares everything himself. He's the only chef in the kitchen. He's in the center of a stage sushi bar. It's really performance art. You'll never see anything like it in your life. And if you want that experience, once or twice in your life, that's the place to go. There's nothing like it out there. It is rare. It's uncommon. He is the only one that does it.
How's the food?
And the food is exceptional. I mean, it's outrageous.
But it must take a long time to get it. There's one guy doing it. You must be like...
Well, that's the thing. He only cooks for 5, 6, 7 people at once. I mean, this isn't a restaurant that's packed with 200 people. He only has, I think, 10 seats at the sushi bar.
You can't even get in, really.
Yeah.
It's a gimmick. You have 10 seats. You got to charge hundreds of dollars per seat to make up your money.
How's Il Molino?
Yeah, they only make a few Ferraris. That's why they can get $300,000 each. Il Molino's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it might be a tad overrated, and a tad expensive.
That was chef way of going. Il Molino just stinks. That's what comedians do. What do you think of him? Nah, the crowd likes him.
If you want an Italian restaurant, I love Beppe, Cese Casella on 22nd Street. Beppe is a great place.
Do you have a restaurant in New York?
No, I had 3. I was running 3 until December 24th. We sold Union Pacific, and that's it for me for restaurants. I'm done.
You ever been to Les Routières?
No.
Up there on Amsterdam?
Les Routières? No.
Yeah, it's some French restaurant. You go there, ask for the chef, Mark, and... he won't give you a free meal.
Let me ask you a question. If you had friends, you invite them to your restaurant, would you comp their meal if they were your friends?
I was very generous in my restaurant.
That's
very,
cool.
very generous. To a fault, probably. I give away a lot of drinks, caviar, truffles, comp a lot of dinners. It's when you feed people for a living, it's hard not to be generous.
Yeah, well, it isn't if your name is Mark.
And then my 26 partners would say, Rocco, there is some money to be made here. Can you please let us do it? Yeah.
Were some of your partners getting pissed off that you were really the face and getting the notoriety and popularity?
I think their strategy was to get publicity around me and make me the centerpiece of the restaurant in terms of the personality.
How could a restaurant fail if we got this much promotion and publicity?
And we had 8 good years. So, while some restaurants, few succeed longer longer than that. I mean, they're a handful. Gramercy Tavern, Le Cirque. We thought it was a really good run. And now it's going to become a great restaurant. It's going to be called BLT Prime. Laurent Torrendell is going to run it. He just got 3 stars in the Times today, actually, for BLT Fish. Have you guys ever spoken about food for this long on your show?
Yeah, this
ever?
stinks.
No.
I know. You must be bored to tears.
I don't mind it. I like it. I want
Outrageous.
to take a chick out to eat. I want to know. I'm
Yeah,
white
that's great.
trash.
As the rest of the country
you-
going, I'll never be the new.
Yeah, well, let the rest of the country give me some pussy.
Can I tell you,
He's
no matter how dumb you are, ugly you are, fat you are, if you cook for a girl, you've really got good chances.
See, there you go.
You raise the odds significantly.
We're gonna let you be. We got to move on here.
Yeah,
That
move
was
on.
good. So what are we
Let's
promoting
move on
today,
from your
Rocco?
most boring
No,
radio
actually,
interview
not at all.
ever in history.
Not what station? WOR is what station on the dial?
WOR 710 AM, 11 to 12 every day. It's called Food Talk with Rocco, and you call in, and
And you're promoting something, but you're not ready to talk about it yet.
Well, I've got a lot of things in the works. I got a new book coming out in September, TV show, a bunch of products. But the radio station is what's really important.
Have you banged any famous girls?
I don't have sex.
No.
Never. I'm abstinent. I took a vow of abstinence.
A vow of celibacy?
A celibacy when I was in seminary, high school. I went to Cathedral Prep Seminary, and they got me, and that was it. I'm waiting for marriage.
You are such a liar. That's great.
You notice I wasn't looking at you when I said that.
No, of course not.
He's in the back of a cab right now. Look, I fed you.
All right, with that, let's thank Rocco for stopping
Thank you,
on by.
Rocco.